y'all? My name's Anna Quinn. I am a certified personal trainer through NASM, NCCPT, and ACE, also through Precision Nutrition, and I'm here at the Man Sports headquarters today to take you through the best booty workout. I don't really like that cliche just because there isn't really any such thing, but this is the best advice that I can give you for growing your best glutes and adding some mass to your All right, so I am gonna show you some of my favorite workouts or exercises and form tips for these things. These are some of the things that I see people mess up the most often. However, I do wanna stress two of the most important things for growing your glutes that I feel like people mess up or underestimate the importance of, and that's one, rest. So not only rest between sets, like if you're lifting heavy, giving yourself enough time to actually recover and regain your strength before doing another set, but also resting in between your actual workout days too. So 48 to 72 hours is about the time it takes for a muscle group to fully recover. If we tear a muscle and then we let it to start healing and then we tear it again, it never really grows back a stronger muscle. So we wanna make sure that we're always prioritizing enough rest time in between our workout days as well. And then the other thing is make sure you're eating enough. This is so important, but most people are under eating, and if your body has the choice between do I keep her alive and give her energy or give her muscle, it's gonna choose to keep you alive and keep you functioning and try to keep you alert, because if it's not getting enough to do both, this is the more important one. So make sure, one, you're eating enough, two, you're resting enough, and now we can go on into the workout portion. Our first exercise is gonna be hip thrusts. We're gonna do barbell hip thrusts. The biggest thing with this is a lot of the benches that we see are too high. You really want, like, I wanna say it's an 8 to 12 inch bench height is good for most people or most females. But if you don't have access to that, I'm gonna show you what you can use and how you can kind of set yourself up so that you'll be able to reach the bench and still be able to engage your core and engage your glutes. We are gonna do 2 sets of 8 to 12 just to kind of warm up, get ourselves playing with the weight, and then after that we're gonna increase the weight and decrease the rep range. So then we're gonna be going like 4 to 6 reps, and we're gonna do 3 sets there just to make sure that we're really focusing on lifting as heavy as possible, getting a really good lockout at the top, squeezing our glutes, keeping our core engaged. For the hip thrusts, we're going to rest about 60 to 90 seconds on our first sets of 8 to 12, and then once we're doing those higher weight, heavier weight sets, we're gonna rest a little bit longer, so 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how long you need to feel like you're good to go again. Our next exercise is gonna be hyperextension, so we're gonna use a Roman chair. You can actually do these on a Smith machine as well if you don't have access to one of these. You just need to put something on the bar to pad your hips, and then you need to find a way to make sure that your feet are staying down. So you'll just have to play around with the positioning a little bit. But for today, we're gonna be using the Roman chair to do them. We're gonna have our feet turned out, so our toes are gonna be pointing outwards. Turned out is a ballet term, so that's where I got that from. But biggest thing with these is keep your back rounded out. So you almost wanna think about looking like you're hunched over like a grandma. The less sexy you look when you're doing these in the gym, the more sexy your booty will look when you're not in the gym. So just keep that in mind. We don't have to look sexy while we're doing it. We wanna look good when we're outside the gym. But really focus on leaning forward, hunching over, keeping your back rounded out, squeezing your glutes and driving them into the pad to get yourself back up. And we're not using our back at all to lean back. We're really just using our hips to drive ourselves back up. We're gonna do 4 sets of 15 to 20 on those. Whenever you feel like you can't squeeze your glutes anymore, or if you feel like you're totally using your back and your back is taking over, then it's time to end that set, maybe rest a little bit longer. And on these, since we are doing higher reps, we're gonna allow ourselves to rest maybe 60 to 90 seconds. The next one is gonna be our stiff leg deadlifts. We're gonna be doing those single leg, and we're gonna be holding on to something. So we'll hold on the side where our leg is up in the air, and then the other side is where we're gonna hold the dumbbell. We're gonna focus on using that hand to brace us so that we don't fall back, but we're really focusing on pushing our hips back, getting a deep stretch in our hamstrings, in our legs, right above our knee. And then when you can't feel that stretch in your legs anymore, and when you can't push your hips back further, you're gonna go ahead and bring your hips back forward all the way into their neutral position, and then that's gonna be 1 rep. So we're really trying to avoid using our back here. We're really thinking all about our hips. Keep your shoulder blades pinched together to make sure that your chest stays up and you're engaging your glutes and hamstrings as much as possible. And use that bench to balance, but not to completely support you. Again, we wanna try to get our body used to this movement pattern, but not rely on the bench like completely. For those, we're gonna do 4 sets of 8 to 12. We'll start with our weaker leg just to make sure that we're doing enough on each side and we're not doing more on the leg that we're stronger on, and then we're gonna rest 60 to 90 seconds. And for our last exercise, we're gonna do extra range side-lying hip abduction. So we're gonna be laying on a bench. We're gonna have our leg hanging off the edge of it. We're gonna focus on keeping our foot neutral, not letting our toe point out or point down. If it needs to point down just a little bit, we can. But our biggest concern here is working that side abductor, side booty area and not letting our foot swing out. We wanna keep our hips facing straight forward. We wanna make sure that our foot doesn't lift. Almost imagine that you're balancing something on your foot, and if you tip either way and it falls off, then you're in trouble. So that's just a good mental cue for those. And for those, we'll do 4 sets of 20 on each leg, and then we'll rest maybe 30, 60 seconds in between, just as long as you need to catch your breath. So those are 4 of my favorite booty exercises. Those are what have helped me in my journey to build my glutes. And remember that the most important things really are your rest in between sets and just in between workouts in general, and proper nutrition. So thanks Man Sports for helping us out with this video and filming this. Make sure to subscribe to both of our channels, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.